In Central Texas, tragedy still unfolding this morning. At least 80 people died, and officials warn that number will grow. NBC's Jay Gray has the latest.
Like the floodwaters tearing apart the Texas Hill Country, the rescue and recovery effort here is relentless.
That is where our energy, our resources, and our attention are directed. Nothing is more important than bringing comfort and clarity to those who are waiting and grieving.
Hundreds of first responders working around the clock, going into the fourth straight day now.
The Department of Public Safety is offering any and every resource that we have to help with those searches, whether it be boat teams, rescue, divers, helicopters, drone operators, drones.
High-profile military vehicles, thermal and night vision technology. Crews combing the strike zone on foot, others on horseback. This team uncovering the body of a young victim in the debris.
We decided we should look in that spot a little bit more before we went back down, and that's when we found it.
We covered her with a towel.
At least 80 are dead. Dozens still missing, including a group of young girls and their counselor from Camp Mystic.
I think while it was going on, I kind of felt like a sense of numbness.
13-year-old Stella Thompson escaped. She and a group of fellow campers led out by the National Guard through debris, overturned vehicles, camp gear and clothes littering the trees, rescue divers in the water.
Saying it out loud is making me realize what actually happened and how bad it actually is.
A realization so many in Central Texas are struggling with right now. Jay Gray, NBC News, Kerrville, Texas.
President Trump announced yesterday that he signed a disaster declaration for Texas after that deadly flooding. Texas Governor Greg Abbott says first responders from Texas, along with the U.S. Coast Guard, have saved more than 850 lives. Governor Abbott declared a disaster for Kerr County. Residents in Kerr County now speaking out about how they survived those floodwaters. Gage Golding shares their stories.
This area has been very near and dear to our families for a long time.
It's the vacation David Fry's family looks forward to every summer. This year, it's 33 of them coming to the River Resort Inn in Hunt, Texas.
Yeah, but our aunt and uncle were in this unit.
And it might be the last. You can see how life is stopped still here. Swim trunks hanging on the wall, dominoes waiting for the next game, and a movie lying by the only road in and out of town. The raging Guadalupe River created this hellscape after rising more than 25 feet in under an hour, all in the middle of the night.
So we went through banging on doors, just trying to notify as many people as possible and get them out and push them up to the road. A couple of vehicles had already been lost off the roadway to fast water. And so
they had no choice but to climb up onto the roof of the building, hoisting one another up. David saving his family, others at the hotel, and even those stranded in homes across the street.
You had a whole village of people that you had to worry about. What drives you to help even more people?
It's the only thing that matters.
They all survived. As the storm continues a few miles down the river.
And I just screamed. I called 911, nothing happened. And I screamed, God, I don't know what to do.
Diana Smith waking up to find her house surrounded by floodwater. It was too late to evacuate.
Open the front door and it sweeps both my dogs different directions. And I'm panicking, thinking, now what the hell am I going to do?
I said a prayer when I was standing on my porch. Both my parents are deceased. And I said, Mom, Dad, God, help.
She and her two dogs surviving by jumping in a kayak and literally riding out the storm.
Do you think it's that prayer is why you're here today?
Yeah. I have a kid.
Diana and David are among the survivors here in Kerr County who found a way to survive the impossible.
I don't know what to think. I think I'm still in shock.
You know, it was a very, very close call. And had we been 10 or 15 minutes later, you know, it would have been too late.